Italian hamburgers, I like to use the 90% instead of the 80% ground beef because I've got a lot of fat in the sausage here. So it's equal ratio, 1 pound of beef, 1 pound of sausage. And there's no way around this. You just kind of have to get your hands in there and mix it around. Now, obviously, if you've got more people, you use more sausage and burger, or if you have less people, you use less. Just make sure you incorporate it really well. And we're gonna make half-pound burgers here. We're gonna get big. We're gonna make nice, juicy, big burgers. And remember, because there's more fat in it, it's going to shrink a little bit more. So keep that in mind. And I think everyone's made a burger before. There's no trick to this, no fancy way of doing it. Just pat it out and make yourself a nice, thick, big burger. Make sure it's large enough to encompass your bun. All right, I've got at least 2 done. So I'm gonna just lightly season the side that's gonna go on the grill with a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna just place it gently on the grill and lay these on. Don't press them on because then they'll squish down through the grills. All right, so we're gonna let these cook for a good 4 to 5 minutes till we get a nice char on that side. While that's happening, I'm gonna also get my veggies going. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil and soy sauce over the top of my vegetables here, bell peppers and onions, and we'll get those on the grill as well so we can have some nice grilled vegetables. And we're only gonna turn these once. I'm pretty sure we're ready to make a turn here. Yeah, that's looking perfect. And we lightly seasoned this side too. Let's get these veggies turned. And don't forget, on the turn is when you put the cheese on your burger. And to be Italian, you have to put a little mozzarella on top. And put that like so, and that'll start to melt. We'll close the lid at the very end. So I closed the lid for the last minute or so, and we'll get all this off the grill. Peppers, onions, and of course, the burgers. Look at that mozzarella cheese, how nice and gooey it is. And I hope you're like me, you toast your buns, and I'm talking about your bread buns here, so we can assemble this. So let's take our bun, we'll take our burger. Now what I like to do is I like to take my olive oil mayonnaise and put a little crushed red peppers in it, kind of spice it up just a little bit. So now we take our peppers, we put that pepper on top, we take some of those onions, put them over there like so, and then I take the top of my bun and put a nice healthy portion of mayonnaise on there. And then to that, I add a beautiful heirloom tomato, season that up just a little bit. No lettuce, no mustard, hamburguesa italiano. How about that? Does that look good? That's a little bit different, huh? Casual elegance here on Cooking with Styles. Italian hamburgers. I know I've been cooking a lot of vegetables here on Cooking with Styles, but I couldn't resist with the eggplant and the beautiful asparagus in the grocery store. I've got an eggplant asparagus neopolitan that is just absolutely to die for. Let's get cooking with style. The way I do my eggplant is I peel it in stripes. It adds a little contrast, and I just like it. You can leave the skin on or peel it off completely. So a little olive oil over the top, and then a healthy pinch of salt, and then our black pepper. And we're just gonna toss this and get it on the grill. So there's no real rhyme or reason how you do this. And some of the eggplant will get coated and some of it won't. Let's get it on the grill. I know the back is the hottest spot, so I'm gonna put it right here first and then move towards the back. Get these on, get a nice char on them. So now let's get the asparagus ready while those guys grill up. One thing I always want to remind you of is if you can peel the bottom half of the asparagus, you won't waste as much. I think it adds to the flavor and the contrast in color. Again, salt, pepper, 2 or 3, 4 spins, whatever you'd like. And again, we just coat these, and these guys will wait their turn to get on the grill. So about 5-6 minutes per side, and there you go, a nice little char on this. So I'm gonna turn the rest of these about another 4 or 5 minutes on this side, and then the asparagus can go on. If you wanted to speed this up, you could put the lid down and that'll accelerate all your cooking here. So these are all coming off the grill, and the asparagus, we're just gonna take it like this, And these guys are gonna cook pretty quick. Let's make our filling, which is really quite easy. I've got my ricotta cheese, put that in my mixing bowl. Remember to reserve 1 tablespoon of that fresh basil. We've got the zest of lemon, and to punch it up a little, the crushed red peppers. Mix it all together, and this is gonna be the filling for our asparagus and eggplant neopolitan. All right, see how easy that works? Okay, let's come back over to our asparagus here. Give those just a little push and pull. About 2 more minutes and these guys will be done. All right, this asparagus is done. We're talking about maybe 8-10 minutes to get them cooked like this. And you can see the nice char on them. Remember, these are very hot. What I like to do is I like to tap them down like that and then just bring them out onto my cutting board. And we're just gonna take our knife, cut these in half. We take a little bit of eggplant, take a little bit of our mixture there. Some asparagus in there, another eggplant, a little bit of our ricotta mixture, asparagus, and on top. All right, I put these all together. We're gonna put them back on the grill, but on the indirect heat off to the side. I've got all these burners on, about 10 to 12 minutes, full blast. Let's make that dressing that's gonna go over the top of everything. We got about 1/4 cup olive oil. The lemon that we zested, there's the juice from it. And then we'll just take a pinch of salt and a couple twists of pepper. And I'm just gonna whisk that up real quickly. That's all ready to go. Let's take this one. And remember, that pan is hot, hot, hot. Put it on our plate like so. Take a little bit of this dressing and drizzle that over the top and around. Doesn't that look good? And then to finish it off, I'm gonna take a little Parmesan cheese and sprinkle that over the top of that. Beautiful eggplant asparagus neopolitan. We're gonna grill up a steak and serve it with a garlic herb butter, and I'm gonna show you the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone. I went to Cecil's Meat to get one of the best cuts in town. Let's get cooking with Styles. I'm gonna confess, I'm a carnivore and I love meat, but I don't eat a lot of it. So when I do, I make sure it is absolutely perfect. And that's why I go to Cecil's Meat or Iowa Meats and I get one of my favorite cuts, which is this, a porterhouse. Now, in case you don't know what a porterhouse is, it's actually 2 cuts of meat in one. It's the filet mignon and then the New York strip. Now you can get a T-bone, but it's gonna have maybe just a sliver of that filet mignon. So that's why I say go with the porterhouse, and sometimes they'll both be on sale at the same time at the same price. Always, always buy the porterhouse. Let's get this on the grill because this is gonna take a lot longer. You can see how thick that guy is. That's gonna be beautiful once we're done here. So a little olive oil over the top, and we're gonna just give that a little swirl over the top with that. A light seasoning of salt and pepper because we're gonna put that garlic herb butter when it's all finished. We'll do one side, flip it over, and get the other side, and get this on the grill, and get things rolling, and then we'll come back and do the herb garlic butter, which is really, really versatile. Okay. Salt over the top. Let's get this on the grill here. And I've got this on a medium-high grill, because we don't want this to get too burned. There we go. All right, let's do this garlic herb butter. So I've got my butter softened up here, and it's really, really simple. So we're gonna take some fresh herbs, and you can use anything you want, but I'm gonna go with a little bit of parsley here, and we're gonna take some fresh basil. You could do thyme, you could do tarragon, you could do a variety of things. I'm gonna also add a little bit of oregano. And I'm just gonna take this, and I'm gonna medium chop it, not coarse and not fine, because we want it, when we get into the butter and we have a bite of something, we want to taste it. And we're going to do about a teaspoon of each. So clearly I have way too much herbs here. We'll set those off to the side, and we'll give this, as I said, a medium to medium fine chop. And if some of the pieces are bigger, don't worry about it. Just get it all chopped up there. And then to our butter, along with these herbs, we're going to take a couple other things. In go our herbs. And the great thing about this butter is you can save it and freeze it. I like to take it and roll it up. And then when I have something, I just take it out, cut a piece off, and there we go. So to this, I'm gonna add my shallots and garlic. In those go. And we just give this a nice stir. Now, don't go with unsalted if you don't add salt, but you can just go with salted butter, and then you don't have to add the salt. And for this dish, we're not gonna put this in that roll. We're gonna leave it soft like this, so when we serve it up, it melts immediately when it goes on the top. So you can see that nice mixture of herbs and spices right there. We'll pop this in the fridge to keep it cool, but not get hard. Let's go check on our steak. Let's take a look underneath and see how we're doing there. Ah, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna flip it and turn it to get the hash marks on that. Remember, we're working with a really hot grill here. Another 2 minutes and then turn it. All right, now we're gonna go for the turn and we're gonna move this to the hottest part of the grill for about 1 more minute. This is where the patience comes in. We gotta take this steak off and you gotta let it rest for at least 5 minutes. I say 7 to 10. Check back in just a bit. Please wait before you cut this meat. As you can see, when I take this off, there's just a little bit of drippings left. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our steak and we're gonna bone it out. We're gonna take the filet and cut it off, okay? And you're thinking, why are you doing that? You'll see in just a moment. And then we take the New York and we just run the knife down here like so, and we take this off. Now we're gonna save this bone because this is part of the presentation. We're gonna put it back on our plate. So make sure you're working with a nice sharp knife. Let's do the New York strip first, and we'll just go ahead and cut this. And we're going for medium rare, which is what I think we've got here, and it's looking pretty good. Remember, your butter should be at room temperature because what you want that to turn into is your sauce. Okay, so there's that. We'll bring this over here like so, and we're gonna just take this piece, put it right back there like that. And now we're gonna fan it just a little bit like that. See how we got a nice little fan there? And now we're gonna take that filet mignon, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Some people are gonna wrestle for this filet here. Personally, myself, I'm all about the New York strip because it's got more marbling and more flavor in it, in my mind, but to each his own. All right, so we take, let's get this out of the way here. Put this in position. Now we put that a little fan like that. So doesn't that look nice? Now we take a little dollop of our butter, and this, once it gets on top of this, is gonna start to melt. And that is gonna turn into a beautiful little herb butter sauce. See, there we go, that's that. We take a little bit of parsley because we're looking to make this look really appealing. Wipe off that excess juice on the rim. We want to save it in the center because that's going to add to the flavor of this. So this is your grilled porterhouse with a garlic herb butter that is going to knock the socks off of everyone. And this is enough for 4 people because I'm telling you, this flavor is outstanding. How about some beautiful grilled swordfish from Catalina Offshore Products with a pesto sauce, and then we top it all off with a puttanesca relish. Let's get cooking with style. I picked up some beautiful swordfish steaks from Catalina Offshore Products, and what I really like about their fish there is it's fresh coming in the back door from the fishermen, but with the swordfish, they're harpooned and not long line, so the blood meat is very minimal. These guys are gonna happen really quick. It's all about the relish, the puttanesca relish that we're gonna make here. And I've got one of these tomatoes that I've already grilled up and charred. The trick though is, this is the Roma tomato, when you cook them on the other side, watch what happens with that skin. It comes right off, so that doesn't go in the relish. And we're just gonna slice these up, a coarse chop, and they're gonna go in the relish that we're making. Now I've gone ahead and sliced everything up because I'm pretty sure that you folks know how to go ahead and slice and dice things. So this relish is super easy. I've got the 2 types of green and Kalamata olives right there. Those go in about a 1/2 cup. Make that a 1/4 cup. Our grilled onions, those are in there. The tomatoes that we grilled, and we're using the Roma tomatoes. Then we've got 3 ingredients here. I've got capers, the lemon zest, and garlic. That's gonna go in. And the reason I wanna get this done in advance is, as I said, it happens very quick. With that, we're gonna throw a nice pinch of crushed red peppers in there. If you like it a little more spicy, go with that. Season with a little bit of salt, but not too much, because the pesto that you're gonna put on that swordfish has already got some salt in it, and about a tablespoon of olive oil, and then finally, a little bit of lemon juice. And we'll use our squeezer here that I use so often. There's that. And now we're gonna take fresh herbs. We're gonna take some parsley, basil, and a little oregano. And we're gonna give this a nice coarse chop, and that's gonna go in there. So we just fold it over, chop this up, and I want it to be coarse because it's a relish. It's not like a pesto. So we keep this in a coarse chop, come back across, and you could put other types of, Mediterranean type herbs in there if you wanted to. But I like using the oregano, basil, and parsley. It's really fresh and relatively inexpensive. We'll go ahead and give this a little toss. And I mean, look at the color there and all the beautiful things coming together. The lemon zest, the lemon juice, the olives, the tomatoes, the onions. It's all been grilled and it's all ready to go. So we're gonna set that off to the side. Now let's bring in our swordfish. We're gonna do this with a little pesto olive oil. And I'm just gonna drizzle this over the top of our swordfish. And this is gonna go on the grill with that pesto. Make sure you coat both sides. And this is ready to head over to the grill. So we're working off of a medium-high grill here, and I'm gonna take these steaks and get them placed in a way so I can get some grill marks on them, because I really want that restaurant presentation. Down we go. Don't slap it down, lay it down. Been about 3-4 minutes, so we're just gonna get the blade underneath there, like so, to loosen these up. And what I want you to do, if you can, you see those nice grill marks? We're gonna pick up some of that oil and we're gonna turn it just a little bit. This way we get the seasoning on that side again. There we go. Another minute and then we're gonna flip it. So depending on how hot your grill is, you're gonna wanna make sure that you don't overcook these. See that nice hash marks there? And I move that one piece to the back. Get those. We're gonna leave this literally 1 minute and we're pulling it. All right, these steaks are ready to come off the grill and get our relish on them. We'll position them up nicely on our little plate right there. I've got the last two ingredients to go in our relish is a little bit of anchovy paste. Now this is, if you want it, you can have it. If not, a teaspoon there. And then we're gonna put a splash of a little red wine vinegar in and give that a final toss. Spread that around. I know the anchovy sounds a little much, but I'm telling you, it adds so much depth to this relish that you really should try to go with it. If you eat Caesar salad, it's in your Caesar salad. All right, here are the beautiful swordfish steaks that I picked up from Catalina Offshore Seafood Products. Do not overcook your fish. It's really expensive, but it's worth the price if you don't overcook it and waste it. So this thing is ready to go. We've got our puttanesca relish here with all those beautiful fresh ingredients, everything coming off the grill. The olives, the tomatoes, the little bit of parsley, the garlic. Put that over and just put a little bit on the plate like that. I like to dress this up with a little bit of parsley on top like that. It's kind of gimmicky, but boy, it makes it look a lot better. All right, there's your grilled swordfish with a pesto sauce, and then we finish it off with the puttanesca relish. It is so easy and delicious. Everyone's saying it's pizza night, and you're saying, I want to get on my grill. Well, I've got a recipe that'll satisfy everyone in the home and get you out on the grill. Let's get cooking with Styles. When it comes to pizza dough, you can pick it up just about at any pizza place, but I picked this up at Trader Joe's, and I gotta tell you, they make some pretty good dough. I have been pounding out pizza dough since I was 16 at Palermo's, Pernicanos, you name it. If it's an Italian restaurant, I probably worked at it. So as you can see, I'm working the dough around in a circle like this, and you just turn it, flip it, and turn it. And you're just gonna work your way around. So we used to do this at Pernicanos, and we'd stand in a window, and we would throw these for the kids. The amusement, the trick is catching it like that. So you pound it out like that, and you get it into a nice, even, circular position. So we're gonna take a couple more minutes to do this, and then we'll show you how we get it on the grill. Get that excess flour off. We're just about ready to go on the grill. Take my handy dandy sprayer, pit this with a little bit of oil. This will be the grill side. Let's throw this bad boy on the grill. Just going just enough to get some grill marks on that. Let's put the lid down, give it about 2 minutes and check. All right, let's take a quick look. And ooh, that's close, huh? All right, let's put it on the not so hot side of the grill. And now we're gonna dress this up so we can have our pizza. So you remember all the pesto that I've been making and saving? Well, we've got a couple cubes that we've melted with a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle that over the top. And we're gonna take some fresh Roma tomatoes. I'm gonna lie those on top there. And then we'll take some mozzarella, sprinkle that. Wait. Let's put some salt on top of those tomatoes because they're Roma tomatoes. They don't have a lot of flavor, so we'll season them a little bit. Now the cheese. And we're gonna top it off with a little bit of fresh basil. And we'll put the lid down, let that grill just a little bit more, and turn the heat down because we don't want this to burn. Doing a pizza on the grill is nearly impossible if you don't have a gas grill, and there's always hot spots on your grill and spots that aren't very hot, so you're gonna have to keep your eye on that. That's looking pretty good right there. Hopefully you have one of these, a pizza knife. Get back on there, you. 6 slices? Sure, why not? God. And it is deceptively hot. All right. Put this on a plate. Almost done, almost done. Wait for it, wait for it. Little Parmesan cheese over the top. And if you like it spicy, of course, a little crushed red peppers. All right, well, grilling season is here, and I thought I'd kick it off with a grilled pizza on Cooking with Styles. How about a whole grilled chicken? It's simple, easy, and it's got a little French twist on it. Let's get cooking with style. I'm gonna show you how to get this chicken prepped, but you can ask your butcher to do it for you. We've got a whole chicken here, and we're gonna split it. You're gonna run the big knife right down on one side of the rib cage and cut all the way through, like that. Now, on the other side of that backbone, you're gonna put that knife again. See what I mean? You might wanna have your butcher do this if you're a little squeamish. And now, we're gonna take the breastplate and just crack it. And we're ready to go. So we put this chicken in, drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the backside, and then we're gonna season this. A little salt, good healthy pinch, garlic powder, a good healthy pinch, onion powder, a good healthy pinch. You get the idea. Pepper. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, skin side. And salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. Here's one trick I want you to pay attention to. Watch what I do with this wing. I take it and I bend it backwards and I tuck it underneath. If you missed it that time, one more time. Take the wing and tuck it underneath like that, and now we're ready to go. All right, let's go get this on the grill. I like to use a medium heat on this grill because we're gonna be turning this chicken multiple times. I've got the whole chicken and we're gonna put it flesh side down, meaning the skin is up. We're gonna just throw it on there like that, put the lid and turn it 3 or 4 times. We're ready for our first turn and we're gonna go skin side down. This is where it gets a little crucial. There you go, that first little char on there. We're gonna turn this about 3 or 4 times in the next hour. Our chicken's been on the grill for about 50 minutes to an hour. We've turned it multiple times on that medium-high heat. Look at how beautiful that thing turned out. Get it on a plate here and head over to the cutting board and serve this up. All right, that right there would be good enough to eat just the way it is, but we're gonna elevate it a little bit. Let's cut this chicken up, just simple, right on the thighs there, the legs, cut that there, that there. Split the breast in half, and then we're gonna go one more time because that's too much white meat for one person, I think. There you go. Get this on our tray, a little serving tray. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a nice, beautiful sauce on top of this. There's our olive oil. We've got our lemon juice already in there. A little bit of thyme and a pinch of salt. Give this a good little stir. And so the lemon juice and the olive oil and that thyme will just really bring out the flavor. And we're just gonna drizzle that over the top. We're using the herbs that are fresh right now, and once the heat of the chicken hits those herbs, it's going to really bring out the flavor. And that, my friend, is my version of grilled chicken. A little bit different than Mexican style, got a little French twist in it.